So I did another license plate thing. Basically, the idea was the same as the college license plate story I did a couple months ago. Wanted to find out who had the most fans of a college football team back on that first one. But this time it was about the military branches that we have here in the United States: the Army, the Navy, the Coast Guard, the Marine Corps, and the Air Force. And I expected, as a guy living in Florida, for most of the Florida, what we call over in Texas, vanity plates, specialty plates is what they're called here, for there to be probably mostly Navy and Air Force plates here in the state of Florida. And I was dead wrong. I was so wrong, I couldn't even believe it. I had to go and hand check the data, which you can do in our story at midbaynews.com. But basically, the Marine Corps has way more people with license plates that have Marine Corps license plates than any other branch of the military. And I was blown away. They have about 50,000 total license plates with the Marine Corps emblem on them. The next closest is the Army, which has almost 40,000 people. But if you look at the number of Marines on active duty, and I guess the veteran Marines as well, versus the people that have served in the Army or are currently in the Army, it's a 2.5 to 1 ratio of soldier to Marine. And if you add the reserves and the National Guard into it, it's closer to like 10 to 1 ratio of soldiers to Marines. So how do so many more people have Marine Corps license plate? Why is it such a big deal to be a Marine? That was kind of the question I wanted to answer with the story that this video is going to go into. And basically what I found was there's Professor Heather Venable that I spoke to called an inculcation of Marine Corps ideology into the individual that starts back right after the Civil War. And she says that essentially what had happened was the Marines their leadership determined that they were going to be elite and they were going to be set apart and they were going to have traditions like nobody else. And then they used the power of public relations and marketing to back that up. And by golly, they did it. And now people see the Marine Corps as an elite unit to join, especially if you want to fight. And so we talked a lot about that, Professor Venable and I did. And then I also spoke to a former Marine, Dora Stewart, and she has an amazing story, one that I couldn't believe that we were able to find. And she's right here in the Niceville area. And Dora was born in the Dominican Republic and had to flee because of a civil war which she was able to escape thanks to the Marines that were on the island and protected her family as they got refuge from the Dominican Republic all the way over to the United States. She said, I'm going to join the Marine Corps one day. And that is just what she did. 21 years in the Marine Corps. She has an incredible story. And again, you can find it on midbaynews.com on our story about all of this. So I hope I've gotten you properly excited. There's a lot more data and facts to back up what I'm saying in the story. So check it out. And we'll see you soon at midbaynews.com.